We'll take up file 2023-588. 588. Mr. Daniel.
I can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, barely.
Okay.
It's kind of choppy.
Sorry about that.
I'm not sure how I can hear you. Oh, there.
I can see if I can get it on Wi-Fi here. Maybe they'll.
Now you're frozen.
I'm trying to log into the Wi-Fi here to see if it's any better. I'm at the Kent County Courthouse. Is that any better?
Maybe. I mean, I can hear you, but I guess we'll see. All right. File 2023-58851. Caitlin Alfman and Jalen Thomas both are here. Mr. Thomas in person. His attorney John Danion's on Zoom, and Ms. Alfman's on Zoom. And this is the date and time set for hearing of Ms. Alfman's motion regarding custody. She filed this matter and filed a motion at the same time. In the motion, it said that the parties agreed to the entry of an order, but then the response was filed, and I get the feeling that may not be the case. Both of you raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm any testimony given this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. And ma'am, you filed the custody motion. Why don't you explain to me what you're requesting and why?
I'm requesting joint custody just to be civil. So I have equal rights to my children as does he.
Okay. First question I have is when you filled out the paperwork, you wrote your name and then you said in care of Melanie Fleas. What's that mean?
I'm having my mail delivered to my mom.
Oh, okay. All right. And what do you want to say in support of your motion then? Two children, I guess. One is 1 and one's 5 months old?
No, our son is 18 months and
our
our
daughter
is
is
6 months.
Sorry?
6 months. 18 months and 6 months.
18 months is 1.
Yeah.
And 6 months. Okay, so it's been a month since this was filed anyway. All right, and so I'm getting her testimony first, and then I'll let your attorney speak on your rule. All right. So, ma'am, what's been the custodial arrangement up until now?
I left the kids with him for stability because that's where they've been since they were born. I didn't want to uproot them and, change their whole daily routine and their whole living situation. So I could get my things together and take care of the things that I needed to because I couldn't there. I didn't have the right transportation. Jalen lives there with his grandmother and takes care of her and his disabled uncle as well as our children. So leaving and taking me to work is very hard because he has to leave, leave his grandmother there alone and hope that, nothing happens. So that's why I'm doing this to help myself so I can help them.
All right, so you left the kids with him. When was that?
About a month ago.
Oh. So for the 18 months of Giovanni's life, did the three of you live together?
Yes.
All right, and then Leilani came along and it was the four of you for about 4 months,
Yeah.
4 or 5? Okay. And so you raised the children together up until a month ago?
Yeah.
Okay. And for whatever reason, you're no longer together, but you want to have the court enter an order where you split time with the children on a somewhat equal basis?
Yeah.
And you want
As often as I can because I'm about to start working tomorrow. So as often as I can.
okay, and you want to have equal rights of having input into major decisions regarding usually medical, education, things like that?
Yeah.
All right. And you're basing that on the fact that you were an involved parent, I guess,
Yeah.
for the duration of the kids' lives?
Yeah.
All right. And so I got a couple different addresses here for you. I don't know. Are they confidential or not? You asked that they be confidential?
I'm not sure.
All right, I guess it is, but so how far away do you live? How many hours or minutes?
It's about an hour drive, maybe a little over an hour.
Okay. And so Mr. Thomas here, he was equally as involved in raising the children as you were for the time you were together?
Yes.
All right, so you both read stories, put the child to bed, gave baths, cooked meals, the
Yeah.
whole thing? Okay, all right. All right, then Mr. Daniel, you filed a response to the motion. And in the response, under 7 and 8, you disagreed with an order of joint physical and joint legal custody. What were the reasons for disagreeing?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. And speaking with my client, he has very serious concerns about whether or not Ms. Alfman has a stable or satisfactory environment. He's told me that since these children were born, it's been him that's been the primary caregiver for these young children. The same types of questions you were asking a few minutes ago of Ms. Alfman. He does take care also of his elderly grandmother, and he's more than capable of doing this. He wants to have his children living with him. That's the way it's always been. He doesn't know, even if the plaintiff were to exercise parenting time, he doesn't know where that would even take place. I don't think she's really shared with him her current address or who's in the house with her, or that it would even be a safe place to take these kids overnight. He's willing to give her some, limited parenting time until maybe a friend of the court could dive deeper and do an investigation. But at this point, he wants to maintain primary physical custody and primary legal custody. My client indicates that Ms. Alfman has been inconsistent and he can't rely on her, even if there was an emergency. He doesn't want to keep her from her kids, but he just wants something in place first, more stable, before he would agree to more of an expanded schedule. There's also, unfortunately, a history of domestic violence between the parties. And Ms. Alfman, the police report from 2020, where she had held a knife to her own throat, and so threatened self-harm. It's all in the report. We have my client has copies with him there today if you wanted to see it. But it's something that just rises to the level that we think a little bit of caution is warranted here before we proceed to a full schedule. And an hour and a half away for a young child like that is going to be very difficult for transportation. I don't even know if she has reliable transportation at this point.
I do, actually.
All right, let him finish, man.
So, yeah, I mean, I can ask my client some more questions. They're also under oath, but I think for the safety and stability of these children. He's just asking for a little bit of caution on a temporary basis to award him primary physical and primary legal custody. She picked up and left about a month and a half ago.
I did.
More than happy to leave the children with my client, and now she wants to get back into a 50-50 arrangement. We just want to be very careful, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Daniel, do you have any questions for Ms. Elfman at this point? She kind of testified and I asked her some questions.
No follow-up questions, Your Honor.
All right, if you have some questions for your client, then you can go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so what are your concerns about a 50-50 arrangement at this point in time?
At this, like we spoke on the phone, I'm not in no way, shape, or form trying to keep her kids from her or anything of that sort. Right now, I don't feel comfortable as far as 50-50 because until she gets her personal matters outside of whether they're legal, mental, whatever,
Oh,
taken
yeah.
care of.
Mm.
I want the best for my children. Nothing else matters to me.
You were the primary caregiver, you told me, right, for these children?
Yeah, I am. The children
about-
are with me.
During the relationship, did you share those responsibilities? Or was it still primarily you?
As far in what regard, sir?
When you were together living with Miss Alfman, how did it break down in terms of who provided for the children and took care of them?
We were on government assistance all together.
But in terms of the daily types of activities for the children, feeding, bathing, reading them bedtime stories, taking care.
It was mutual. Like she participated. I'm not saying that she wouldn't participate or she wasn't taking care of the kids. Like,
Okay. What do you think in terms of any parenting time for Miss Alfman, if the court were to issue a temporary order?
Whatever she can do, whatever she can do.
How about overnights though?
Right now, and she knows why. I'm not comfortable with that.
Mm.
Do you want to share anything else with the court about that? What your feelings are there, or what your rationale is?
Because she has legal matters that need to be taken care of, and I don't.
Are you aware of any outstanding warrants for Miss Alfman?
I would, yes.
Out of what county?
Lake.
So if she were to get picked up with your children with her, that'd be a concern.
I
wouldn't it?
wouldn't be picking my children up, but I would have
Ma'am,
somebody pick them up
ma'am,
for me.
Ma'am, I want you to be quiet for now. I'll give you a chance to respond. Just sit tight, all right?
So, Mr. Thomas, are you asking the court at this time to at least issue a temporary order for you to have sole physical custody and sole legal custody of the children?
As far as like, I'm not asking for sole legal. Like we can do joint legal. I want her to be a part of her kids. As far as physical,
I got something.
if the courts can come in and put some order, would that, and until like, I don't know how to explain it. I will do joint legal, but full physical.
All right.
That's
Just
for the time being.
Just so you understand, joint legal means that she would have an equal say in any medical care for the kids or education and things like that.
Like I said, sir, I'm not trying to take her from her children or keep her like
Right.
them
I'm
are
just
her
asking,
kids too.
realistically, how would she be involved in those types of things, given her current situation, to be able to take the kids to the doctor or the dentist or appointments like that?
I mean, been the one, the kids are with me. I'm the one who takes the kids to the doctor's appointment.
Right, but if you give her joint legal, then she would have that right also immediately to be able. And that's fine if that's what you want, but I'm just saying, how would that work logistically if there's transportation issues or stability issues with Miss Alfman?
That's something I couldn't answer, sir, because I just I don't want her to feel like I'm trying to take the kids from her.
Okay, if she were to visit the children, how do you propose that would work? Would she just come to where you are?
Yeah, she doesn't have to, I don't have to be there. My grandmother is perfectly capable of being there. Like, and I'm not saying she can't, like, we can't meet somewhere and she like, I just don't feel comfortable with her situation right now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ma'am, do you have any questions for Mr. Thomas?
Nope, not at all.
All right, so, sir, what's the legal matter she's facing? I mean, could be a traffic ticket, it could be homicide, I don't know.
No, it's not.
I mean, what's going on that
It's,
causes you concern?
She has an outstanding warrant and has
I know, but for what offense or what offense?
Yeah,
another domestic violence.
right.
And that's out of Lake County?
Yes.
And you're the victim of the domestic violence?
No.
No,
Oh, who's the alleged victim of that?
Matia Smith.
yeah,
Matia Smith.
And they're related somehow?
No, they were living together.
Oh. That's pending in what county? Lake?
Yes.
watch this.
And she's been charged or what?
Yeah. Last I knew.
Do you have any proof that there's an outstanding warrant?
Man, well,
I don't know what, like she,
I mean, I agree. If she had a warrant, that would be concerning, but
I don't,
if you have this, just your knowledge, how would you know?
just my knowledge of her living with me for the past,
Oh, so she's had it for that long?
since it was, I don't want to be wrong here, but it was at least a month before my son was born.
Did you became aware somehow of an outstanding warrant?
No, that the situation happened, and
So that person was living with both of you?
I was in jail here in Nuevo County.
Oh, were you in jail?
I have an explosives charge and a controlled substance charge.
Explosives and controlled substance?
Yes, my stepfather did some things to my mother, and I've been dealing with that for a very long time, and I took the situation into my own hands.
You've
And
got an explosive charge and a controlled substance charge, and she has an assault charge.
thank you.
And you're wanting her to not have unsupervised parenting time or
No,
even
no,
overnights because
Thank you.
no,
she got in a fight 6 months ago?
no, that is not what I'm saying, sir.
Well, you said you wanted sole physical custody and you didn't want her to have any overnights.
I'm not saying she can't have overnight, sir, until her legal matters. I had to be a man and step up and take care of everything that before I was able to.
So are you on probation or parole?
No, I completed that with improvement, like my
When were your charges? When did those come from?
2020.
You also said mental health. What's going on there?
As far as, and since we're gonna sit here and do this,
That's what it comes down to. It's unfortunate sometimes.
I don't-
Get you in order, but that's what
It is
comes down to.
unfortunate.
I gotta decide these cases based on evidence.
I'm not-
What's in the best interest of children.
I don't want to take her from her kids. I've never said she couldn't get them overnight, but as a man,
50-50 is fine. Go ahead.
as of right now, I'm not comfortable with that until her legal matters are taken care of.
Okay.
May
You
I-
also mentioned
may I
the
say
problems
something?
right
Just
now with her mental health.
One thing.
Hold on.
Just yesterday, I have messages that she threatened to harm herself.
No, Mm-mm. No, 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 no.
I have text messages right here. My phone is right here.
Just because I said I wanted to disappear and I wanted to be gone does not mean that. And our children also have other siblings that they need to have a relationship with, and they don't even know each other.
But the fact of the matter is, I'm just gonna pull them up.
My ex is letting me take my kids overnight plenty of times out of state. There's no
How
reason that
long?
my
How
children
long?
are
Can
unsafe
I ask her
in
a
my
question,
care.
please? Can I ask her a question, please?
Well, you got the jury.
Mr. Danon, how long did it take for you and Ryan to come to an agreement before you seen the kids?
I'm sorry, what are you asking?
I want to ask her how long before when her other custody case happened, how long was it before she was allowed to take the kids overnight?
Oh, okay.
That was because we had a CPS case open and there was other things going on that had nothing to do with Ryan. I would have been able to take them overnight sooner if CPS was not involved.
All right, well, tell me about that. You opened the door. What was going on with
Yeah, I
CPS?
did open the door. I did. I really did open the door. So in March of 2020, when Jalen got caught with a bomb and methamphetamine in my vehicle, CPS was at my house the next morning and my child got taken from my home. And a month
For
prior
that?
to that, a friend of mine, so she says, had beat my son because she was on drugs. And yes, I was using drugs as well. I am clean right now, thank the Lord. And I have every mean to be around my first older two children. My ex sees what I am
Having that.
accomplishing. I am taking my medicine every day for my depression and my anxiety. I have a
haven't seen
job
that.
and I start tomorrow. I have support, a lot of great support, because Jalen couldn't support me mentally like I needed him to. So I needed to remove myself before my kids seen me hurt myself because of how depressed I was. But since I have left and I've been getting my things together, slowly but surely, I've been doing so much better.
I haven't listened.
Did they say what she said?
I'm sorry, my reception's cutting in and out.
Do you want me to read it?
Well, I don't know. Did she say she wanted to disappear, be gone, or she wanted to kill herself?
I never said I'm throwing in the towel. I give up on everything, my life included. No one want to see me happy, so I'll give everyone what they want. I'll be the deadbeat ass mom. I won't show up to court tomorrow, so you can badmouth me. Do whatever you
Which you're
gotta do,
doing.
Jason. I'm not badmouthing you by any means. I'm really not.
There's no reason you should feel uncomfortable that I can't take our kids overnight when they have other siblings that have just
Where
enough
would they
of
be?
a right to them.
You live in a you're staying in a 2-bedroom home.
Okay, and there's
How many
people that
people
can
live in that?
leave. There's
How
people that
many
can
people
leave
live
for
in
a
that
night
home?
or two so that my kids
How
can
many
be here
people live in that
comfortably.
home? How many animals live in that home?
And how many people live at your home? Our kids don't even have their own room there.
We have a room together.
Yeah, together. Livy and
So, ma'am,
Owen
do you
can
have-
go spend the night at their
ma'am,
grandmother. They
ma'am, do you
can
have
have
your own room?
Owen and Olivia's room.
No,
Ma'am, stop talking. Do you have your own room at the house you live in now?
Yes.
And so you have your own room that the kids share with you at your house?
yes,
So she has the same situation.
it's not the same situation. sir.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
How many people live at your house?
Me, my grandma, Carl,
Or-
my uncle that is disabled that I help take care of, and my mother recently moved in to help me.
How many bedrooms do you have?
I live in a home. My family has property next to PV storage, 10 acres. My grandmother's house was a 2-bedroom, and then my grandfather added 3 more bedrooms onto it.
All right. Ma'am, you live in what, a 2-bedroom,
It's a 3-bedroom.
3-bedroom? And you have your own
Yeah.
room with room for these 2 kids?
What was that?
You have your own room that has room for these 2 kids as well as you?
Yes,
What about your other 2 kids? They're there as well?
Yes. yes, they have a bunk bed.
So your bedroom would have 5 people sleeping in it?
No, my bedroom would not have 5 people sleeping in it.
You, the 2 other
Me,
kids, and these 2
me
kids
and
would
my
be
2
5.
youngest kids. Me and my 2 youngest kids.
Where are the 2
And then
oldest
my
kids?
2
I
older
thought-
kids have their own room.
Oh, so who lives in the 3rd bedroom then?
My mom and my youngest brother,
And who else lives there? Who's the owner of the house?
Logan, and he sleeps in the recliner and has since he moved in.
So you would be sharing the room with you and Ryan.
No,
And
I did
the
not
kids.
say Ryan.
Right, but Ryan lives there.
Ryan sleeps on
Okay.
the couch as well as Logan sleeps in the living room.
So you got 11 people living there?
No.
If these 2 kids were there, it'd be 9 without them and
No.
11 with them?
Okay, I'm not trying to have them live with me, but to stay the weekend, to have a relationship with their siblings, I'm only talking about a weekend. Every
you're
once
not
in a
talking about
while when
50?
I can do it.
It's not 50-50.
I thought
The
you were talking
other
about
people
50-50.
have, I have a job. I can't take them for a week at a time.
Okay, I appreciate that. I thought in your motion you were requesting 50-50, and I thought that's what you said when you testified.
That's what I'm trying to do, but it can't be 50-50 when I have a job. He don't have a job. So he has all this free time.
Okay, you all right with her having weekends, every other weekend?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a lot easier.
Thank you.
So it sounds like you're both in agreement for order indicating that Mr. Thomas would have temporary physical custody. You'd share joint legal custody. And mom would have, Ms. Elfman would have reasonable parenting time. That would be every other weekend. There's a holiday schedule in there. No, it does offer 50-50 in the summer, but it sounds like at this point, you're really only able to do the every other weekend, ma'am, is that right?
Yeah, because I have to work to pay off my warrants and stuff because I don't have anybody that can financially help me, so I have to do it myself.
All right. Okay, now that'd be a temporary order. In these types of cases, the judge will set a pretrial down the road, and you'll have the opportunity to bring up any issues that have arisen. And if you want to make changes at that point, then the judge would set it for a hearing either with herself or then back again with me to make that determination. The only other thing I wanted to ask about is in the complaint that you filed, ma'am, it says that that Mr. Thomas had acknowledged paternity by signing an affidavit of parentage for both kids. That's correct?
Yes.
All right, because Mr. Daniel brought that up in the response that we needed an order of affiliation, but if there's an affidavit, we wouldn't need that order, right, Mr. Daniel?
Correct, Your Honor. I haven't seen that, and I'd have to try to see if we can get a copy from Lansing or just have them do a new one.
Well, I mean.
I'm on both.
Yeah.
I'm both of the birth certificates.
Yeah, if it's not an issue, I don't need.
It's not an issue.
Yeah, he brought it up in the response.
No, I understand.
Asking. Because if it is an issue, I want to make sure the case gets reclassified as a DP, but we can't go determining paternity in a DC case, which is what's been filed. If they already took care of that, I'm not gonna open that can of worms.
Okay.
Them children are mine. I want to state that for the record. Like,
I don't think, it was just in the response, it's the only reason I brought it. All right, so I'll do that order. The reasonable parenting time policy has some other administrative provisions in it that I'd expect you guys to follow, but other than that, you should be all set for today then. Okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, we should be all set then. Let's see. So ma'am, you only work every other weekend, so the weekends won't be a problem?
No,
You work every weekend?
No, I'm not working every weekend.
Oh,
She hasn't started yet, sir.
oh, all right. So that you're
But
on
now
the
that I
right.
know what our custody agreement is, I'll make sure to let my boss know that I can't work every weekend.
I just wanted you to be aware that the rotation, and hopefully it
I
works out. If
know.
it doesn't, then you guys can modify it if you need
Yep.
to, but the rotation would be that this past weekend would have been the non-custodial parent weekend, so it would have been your weekend. So then your next weekend would be the 7th, 8th, and 9th of April. We
Okay.
also get every Wednesday from 5 to 8. I know there's a little bit of a distance here, and maybe you have to work, I don't know, but the opportunity to have those 3 hours is in there as well. Okay, again, if you have to work Wednesdays but not Tuesdays, I would hope you guys can work together and just do it on a different day.
And that, so I want to
Yep.
put that in for the record too, like, that's communication.
Me.
I just hope that we can come to an agreement after this.
Oh, we're going to.
You'll have an order to fall back on, so.
Okay.